Twilight Gets a Puppy. By TDR. Chapter 103. Sonic Rain Boof. Prologue. Louder. Rainbow Dash screamed. Fluttershy breathed in deeply, rearing back on her hooves before letting out her cheer. Yay! Zecora paused to watch the scene as Rainbow Dash slapped her face with a hoof. She sighed, shaking her head, having no idea what the pair were doing, and in Ponyville not knowing was usually safer. Much like why her new friend Twilight had requested what she had. Suffice to say, something was going on and she wanted to be back in the safety of the Everfree before it did. Tuesdays were very dangerous days. Asterisk. She's still at it out there. Applejack commented, looking out the library window. A glance back showed the chaos going on behind her that she had given up on being a part of. The building was a mess, though that was mostly due to Twilight's efforts to get Ross to do something he didn't want to do. Books were scattered everywhere, tables overturned, and currently Ross was clinging to the top of a bookshelf, having somehow wedged himself into a space between the shelf and the ceiling where he shouldn't have been able to fit. Only his amber eyes were visible in the darkness at the top of the shelf and the pale light of the orb on his tail that was whipping wildly. His arm also lashed out as he hissed at Rarity, who was trying to prod him out with the end of a broom like she did Opal. "Ross, get your butt down here, you agreed to this!" Twilight yelled up at him. "Bork!" Ross responded back, swatting away Rarity's broom again. "Don't you give me that! I've run this by both Princess Celestia and Princess Luna and both agree everything should be fine." Twilight fussed. "Princess Luna even wanted pictures. I'm pretty sure that's the real reason he's hiding." Spike snarked, trying to clean up the books, keeping a wide berth around the table that Twilight had her experiment set up on. "Tail twitch!" Pinkie Pie shouted. "Incoming!" added Applejack. Spike dove under the couch with Pinkie Pie as Rarity quickly moved back as Twilight formed a shield over her work and the other unicorn. Applejack just ducked as the window she was looking out exploded inward and Rainbow Dash crashed into the room, bouncing off the couch, then the shield, before finally smacking into Ross's bookcase, toppling it over and sending the Moondog crashing face first to the ground. Twilight smiled, scooping her brother up in her magic before he had time to recover and taking both him and her experiment down into the basement to avoid any possible cross-contamination. Spike crawled out from under the couch to look downstairs with a wince. "Oh, this isn't good, she's got the lab coat on," Spike mentioned. "Is Ross gonna be alright?" Pinkie Pie asked. "He'll be fine. He usually goes along with her experiments because he can eat the failures, not so much this time." Spike smirked. "Is Rainbow Dash all right?" Rarity asked as the aforementioned pony popped up out of a pile of books. "Nothing hurt but my pride," Dash complained. "So nothing new?" Applejack smirked, looking up as Fluttershy peered into the broken window. "Rainbow Dash, you rock!" "Woohoo!" Fluttershy cheered. Author's note. And it begins. End author's note. End chapter 103. Sonic Rain Boof. Prologue.